Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to have part 2 of our Road to 2K series of the YouTube guide. And basically, I'm just going to go ahead and play versus this player, Shadow3. Let me go ahead and resume the lobby here just to show you guys his actual rating here. He's 1650, and it should be a pretty solid game. This is my first game on the account, so let's just hop right into it. Before we get started, though, I'm just going to show you guys the builders I will be using until 1700. So I've got the straight archers builder. Again, you guys might be familiar with the men-at-arm builder, men-at-arm into archers. I won't do that until 1700 because I don't think that you actually need it before that. And then for my second builder that I'm going to be using, it's going to be scouts into knights. So feel free to pause the video, take a look at the builders. You can also find these in my Discord if you are a sub to the stream. But regardless, here they are. Feel free to read them. And yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into the video here. All right, let's go ahead and start this next game here. Not next game, actually first game. We're playing on Hidden Cup to Arabia. I talked about this last episode. This is the one that's really the most popular, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So 1650 is our opponent. We got archers in mind and we got scouts in mind. Let's jump right into this one. My goal for this episode is just to play as many games as possible versus my opponent, probably like 2, and then maybe go over the rest if there's still time. Alright, so the first thing you want to do when you start a game is make villas from the TC and then make your houses. Your next step is to use your scout to scout the map and bring your sheep in if you've already found them. If you really want to get creative with the Dark Age, scouting with sheep is definitely something I'd recommend. It's not really a must, but it's something that you should definitely practice doing, because when you get to 16 and 1700 level, a lot of your opponents will also be doing it, and so it definitely helps. Basically what I mean by sheep scouting is you have extra sheep here. I'm sending one more here to prepare it, and then the rest can scout. I like to put them away from my scout so I cover the most distance possible. Alright? So pretty straightforward start. Do the same thing with these sheep. Alright, cool. So that's pretty much all you have to do at the start of your game. You want to find a woodline suitable for your early lumber camp. I'm going to probably just take this one. It looks really safe. And pass my sheep here. Cool. Once you get your initial start underway, we then have to start thinking of the civ matchup. So I'm not going to be actually going through any of my builders. Like I said, I showed them in the start of the video. Feel free to pause and check them out, or rewind the video and check them out. I would just be talking about what kind of builder I'm going for, and why I'm doing it based on my map and civ matchup. Alright, so I got Celts here. My opponent is going to be playing as the Berbers. A very interesting matchup. I definitely favor Celts. However, Berbers can win with their more mobile units, like the Camel Archer and like the Knights, of course, the cheaper Knights. Could really come in handy. So we're just going to go for a Archer builder. Obviously, Celts have really good men-at-arms, but like I said, we're not going to actually use men-at-arms before 1700, just because I think that the builder is very tight, and for players that are just starting out their ranked climb, I think it might be a little bit too hard to actually manage men-at-arms into archers. So we're going to stick with straight archers, and believe me, this is all you need to actually climb until 1700. However, if you're feeling up for it, feel free to use the men-at-arm builders. There's no problem in that. I'm just going to showcase this one, because I do think it's a little bit easier, and everyone can keep track of what's going on. Alright, so I'm grabbing my first boar here, nothing crazy. I'm just scouting my map right away. I'm going to put my house near my mill, because when my villager is done with the house, she's going to be close to my mill, so she can go right there, and I reduce the walking time as much as possible. Alright, good stuff. Not going to take any deer, by the way, in pretty much any of these games, just because I want you guys to value scouting as much as possible. Speaking of scouting, take a look at how I've scouted my map. It's pretty much like as perfect as it can be for like as far as like how thorough I scouted it. And then instead of scouting my opponent here, I'm just going to do one more ring around just to see how I can wall to the edges of the map if need be. I really am a fan of scouting my map, like scouting a big territory around my map, just to make sure I'm finding everything I need to find, and also I have a good understanding of my surrounding as well. Okay, and this is why I prefer not luring deer and just scouting instead. So there you go. I've seen the edge of the map now. I know it's an easy wall to the edge of the map. I might actually consider doing it. We'll see. And other than that, I'm just going to go around along the regular builder. Alright, this villager might actually be quite a far distance away. I'm just going to use my scout to block the boar. If you guys don't know how to do this, I'll basically show you if I need to. You just bring your scouts, and when the boar's about to hit the villager, you just kind of block it a little bit. In this case, the deer did it for me. I'm not going to kill his scout there, but normally you should. Normally you should garrison and kill your opponent's scout if he's under your TC. Alright, go ahead and kill the boar. Oh, actually, I forgot that villager was on the front. Didn't make my house. That was a mistake for me. And I'll just do loom to compensate. No big deal. Alright, so let's think about the matchup once again. So I'm Kelty's Berbers. I expect him to open for something like Scouts could be interesting. He could open men-at-arms as well. I think Scouts is a bit more popular with Berbers. So let's expect him to open Scouts here. And as I said, we're just going to go ahead and straight to the Archer Builder. No problems at all. So the idea of the Archer Builder is to go up to the next age, the Feudal Age, at 22 pop, and we're also going to be able to fully wall quite early as well. And then just pump out archers and hopefully move out when we get the fletching, which should be around 14 minutes. So that's really the goal for this build. You're going to see how early I'm going to prioritize my walling here. Looks like my opponent is doing the same. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to click up at 22 pop, and I'm just going to go ahead and slowly wall my map. So as you guys know from watching any of my other games, I'm a fan of walling up my map. Whether it's early or not, I like to do it with only 1 or 2 villagers. I don't like to allocate more than that to walling, just because you end up losing a lot more economy, and it makes it hard to actually start the game off, get a nice opening. For my second lumber camp, I'm going to choose this wood line, and I'm also going to go straight over to my gold now with 3 villagers. I'm going to choose the 3 most healthy. This one is a bit weak though. Okay, and he's walling up. Okay, so now when my opponent's walling up like this, I want to make sure I know exactly how his map looks like, just to get as much information as possible, because by the time he's fully walled, I can't scout him anymore. So this is the time where I'm actually able to scout him. His TC's here, mill, lumber camp, looks good. And well, I'm kind of, just chilling here on my own. Let's wall out here. I could wall here, but out here secures my stone, which is, I think, a little bit better. Alright, and then when I get to the next stage, I want to have 2 builds in the front to build my ranges. And then I'll also get a house somewhere here, maybe. Yeah, should be good. Alright, so nothing to worry about so far. Build is pretty smooth. Get a range down. Hopefully we'll get a second one quite soon as well. We're one wood off. There we go. Second range. Alright, so this is pretty much the perfect builder for ranges. 22 pop. Nothing crazy about it. It's very standard, very easy to pull off. Again, I'm not doing men-at-arms, so it's actually a lot simpler to pull off this builder than the other one. Men-at-arms to archers, that is. I'm just gonna run away from that fight. Yeah, and now I'm gonna send all my new vills to gold, because I need a lot of gold to actually. Okay, let's go to the hill, fight that scouts. Produce the archers. Not on the hill there. Okay, we won that fight. No big deal if we lost that fight in a real game. I have a scout now with like 5 HP. It's not gonna really amount to anything. Can't see any farms yet. It's no big deal. Right, and notice how I'm already fully walled because I've played my map pretty solidly. Walled up nice and early, and I'm getting off to a very strong start here with the Celts. House, but I'm already having one on the way, so no big deal. Go for the horse collar. If you want to go men-at-arms before archers, usually you skip out on the wheelbarrow, on the horse collar, sorry. But with pure archers, you're able to actually afford it. See a couple farms. So after you get the blacksmith up, you'll have like 7 on gold. This is the time where you have to just seed as many farms as possible. Let me try to explain an idea here. So since we actually don't need any more wood for buildings, like besides houses, we want to invest all our wood into farms. Now we only need a little bit of wood to actually make archers. You need like 25 every like 30 seconds. So all the excess wood right now, you want to use it to seed farms. The faster you make these farms, the faster you're able to afford fletching, and the faster you're then able to afford the Castle Age, which is our ultimate goal from the Feudal Age, is to get the Castle Age. Alright? There it is. I'm seeding farms as soon as I get enough wood. I'm just gonna make sure I'm fully walled here, just in case I don't want him sneaking in. I think it should be fine. Yeah, there it is. I'm fully walled. No big deal at all. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move out once I get fletching. There we go. And around this point, when you're trying to get fletching, I like to add an 8th on gold. That also helps you save up for the Castle Age. So, just a little bit of builder things right there. Alright, let's get fletching, and now I can actually move out. Alright, perfect stuff. And the rest I'll keep at home. Alright, so let's move out with 10 archers with fletching. You can move out with like 8. As long as you have fletching, you're feel free to move out. No big deal. I'm fully walled, so his scouts actually do no damage whatsoever. And if he tries to break in, I'll just house wall behind, no problems. And in fact, now I even know where his army is, so I don't actually have to worry about that when I'm moving forward. Alright, so if he wasn't fully walled, I'd be looking for a place to hit. Since he is fully walled, I have to look for a place to break in. I think this place is the most appealing because it's such a long stretch that I could hit multiple walls and he has to wall behind them, constantly. So that's where I'm going to attack from. Again, maintaining my production at home, because just because I'm attacking him doesn't mean that my production at home has to stop, alright? I see that all too often, that you guys are attacking and then everything else stops at home, and it's just not a good habit. Okay, I see him doing a range now. That probably tells me skirmishers. And he has some house walls. Okay, this is a place where I can break in. I'm gonna at least start putting in some pressure here. Okay, barriers run out. I'm gonna send them to wood. Still doesn't have his blacksmith, so it looks like I'm able to actually put a little bit of pressure. Okay, I'm not gonna do any fancy micro. So if I could take the fight, I'll just patrol into it. He's running away though. Okay, let's see if I can hit a villager here. Nice. Alright, so he doesn't have fletching, so I'll hit and run into him. I'd recommend having your archers on stand ground. It definitely helps you out. And I'll just patrol the chase. Alright, so now we have that. We dealt with his skirmishers. We can just chill at home and work our way to Castle Age now. He's fully walled. We're fully walled. You don't need to invest any more into Feudal Age. In fact, I don't want to waste these archers anymore. So instead of going back to attack, let's just go all the way back home. He's making the counter unit. He's making skirmishers. I don't want to risk staying outside the walls and him actually cleaning up my army. So let's just go all the way back. We've dealt damage. I still have the scout here. I have no use for him right now, so I just run back. I'll just leave him there. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and run my army all the way back. And I'm just going to save up to a Castle Age. So at this point, you could get a market if you really wanted to. I actually prefer not to. I prefer to just save my wood to go for TCs. But just to show you guys what it would look like, let's go ahead and grab a market. Because we're floating some extra wood. And, well, the idea basically, when we get to Castle Age, we're going to drop 3 TCs. And then we're just going to go ahead and spend as many resources as we have. And try to keep our resources as low as possible. So when we get to Castle Age, I'll just show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so here it is. If you want to get really fancy, you can actually heal up your archers. Let's go ahead and do that. And now I'm just going to work my way up to Castle Age. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to just heal my archers. I'll put them in TC. This is if you want to play super efficient. It's not something you have to do, but it's an option. Why not? Alright, the market's coming up. At this point as well, feel free to just change your lumber camps if you want. It's optional. I have the extra wood. I might as well do it. I'll do it on one, and I won't do it on this one. How about that? Like I said, it's completely optional. And we have to get the gold mining upgrade and the armor upgrade when we're going up to Castle Age. That's going to be in the builder at the start though, so you can just copy that one. And yeah, we're going up. In this time though, let's not just do nothing, because obviously there's a lot of downtime. So first of all, what I'll need is a few houses. But other than that, I'm going to drop 3 TCs, right? So now let's plan where I'm going to put them. Okay, so usually my rule is 1 TC on a wood line and 1 TC on a secondary gold. So out here, a TC would be amazing. It's on a gold and a wood line. And why don't I do one more, maybe here could be okay. But there's houses there, so maybe not. So maybe here and then out here could work. Or even out here. I have some options. Basically, I'm just weighing out all my options. And then I'll eventually pick one that I will stick with. Okay, so now I'm massing a lot of archers. I'm not going to really switch off the archers until I have the 3 TC down. And then I could, consider a tech switch after that. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at all my archers here. So again, since I didn't waste any, look how many I have. I have such a massive group of archers. And I'm going to be ready to look at my resources as well when I get to Castle Age. So let's go ahead and pause real quick, just 2 seconds. We're hitting Castle Age at the same time. I have enough to drop 3 TC, or 2 more TCs, and get all the upgrades on my archers, as well as afford the wood upgrade. Alright, so that's going to be my plan right away here.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So I'll start by getting my upgrades. And wood upgrade. And now let's click his scouts. So he's got +1 armor, so that tells me he might be doing knights. I'll keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and get my TCs down here. Alright. So I picked my spots. I'm going to go through them. I like to do 3 or 4 builds on each TC. And it works pretty well. And he's got the skirmishers still no fletching. So I'm clicking my opponent's units. I want to make sure I know exactly what he's up to. It looks like now he needs a second. Alright. Alright, so far my position is actually perfect. I haven't taken any damage. I haven't even lost a single unit in this game. I've killed a few units from him, but I didn't really disturb him that much, okay? My plan now is just to boom up. I have my crossbows and Castle Age. However, since I'm Celt, I have to think ahead. I don't have Arbalest or Bracer in Imperial Age, so I have to actually find a different unit to play with when I get to the Imperial Age. A few options that comes to mind: Halbs and Siege could be really good, especially against Berbers. So Halb Siege Ram or Halb Onager could work. I also have the Wood Raider as well for options in him. Other than that, I don't really have that many options. So I'm just going to keep that in the back of my mind, so when I get up to the Imperial Age, I'm able to transition. However, for now, the crossbow is all I need. Right, it's not multi-queue, by the way, so I have to constantly be queuing my units. It's the only thing that's disturbing me. And when I take fights, you can micro. I'm just going to patrol, not a big deal. But feel free to hit and run. I'm not going to do any splits or anything fancy like that. Just going to hit and run micro, just basic stuff. I think at this ELO 16, 1700, you guys should all be able to hit and run quite properly. Even from 1500, you guys should be able to hit and run at a decent level. Continue queuing my army, and I don't really need this upgrade. Perfect. Alright, so now it's going to be all a matter of spending my resources. I see a Siege Workshop. Let's just be careful. He might have a Mangonel in there. Let's just run away. Play it safe. You know what? Why don't I get my own Siege Workshop? Since he has one, I'll just match him. And I'll continue just spending my resources constantly here. Hit and run. And just focus on booming. Again, it's a very calm game. Notice I'm not taking any risks. I could come here if I really want to. Maybe let's take a look. See what's up there. And keeping my army defensively in case he comes with anything to try and attack me. At this point as well, when I'm 3TC booming, I like to take some stone. Don't mind that mining camp. I'm not sure exactly how to make it myself. And that will help me get a castle up eventually as well. Alright, so I'm just going to stop here. And I'll get some damage for those guys. And meanwhile, instead of looking at the damage I'm getting, I'm just going to go ahead and worry about my economy now. And then I'll look back. Well, got a couple bills. Let's just run away now. Again, nothing crazy. I haven't microed a single unit really this game at all, besides some small hit and run earlier. Just making sure I'm spending my resources as I'm getting them. So right now, I'm floating a little bit. I could consider this, but since I'm not going to be going on crossbows long term, I'm not actually going to go ahead and get that. I'd rather just spend it on another eco upgrade. This works as well. Why don't I go ahead and get heavy plow? There we go. Anything I can spend my resources on, I will. Extra lumber camp? Sure. Alright, but now I'm going to actually go ahead and get a monastery. Notice how I have a house villager, by the way. This is an interesting concept I came up with. In Castle Age, just having one villager whose job it is to make houses makes it so you never get housed in Castle Age. If you have one guy constantly making houses. It's quite neat, actually. And by never, I mean like 99% of the chance you won't get housed. 99% of the time. Okay, so just going slowly here, spending my resources as they're coming in. And slowly they'll start to stockpile up. Let's go ahead and use the market, and I'll be able to afford a monastery. You could also get a university if you want. Alright, so since I know he's got a Mangonel, I'm just going to go into the staggered stance. That's going to help me move around the map, because I don't have to pay as much attention to them if they're on staggered, okay? And let's make a defensive Mangonel here, just to play safe. At this point, we should be playing it far ahead because we're Celts. We did some damage to him, and we didn't take any damage ourselves. Okay, he's actually coming quite aggressive now, so let's go ahead and go back now. A lot of knights from him, so why don't I take him to pikemen now? Again, I'm going to eventually go for Halbs, so this makes a lot of sense for me. I'll make a monk as well. And now all I have to do is defend this. If I'm able to defend this, this should be perfectly fine. Oh, let's go here, attack round. Oh, it actually doesn't pay off for me. Ends up being okay. I might take some damage here. It's not that big a deal though. I'm bringing my main army back, and I'll continue switching into pikemen here. Oh, I said no quick wall, so let's just actually just let him walk in. No problem. Again, I don't think you guys should trouble yourself with quick walling. I mean, it could work a lot of the times, but oftentimes it's just better to just run your builds back. And then focus on bringing your other army in and making more units while you're getting raided. Since this DC is not getting raided anymore, I'm going to go ahead and let them out. And this DC is under fire, but I'm going to go ahead and help defend it now. Let's go ahead and try and save as many of these villages as possible. And meanwhile, I'm just going to be attacking into the pikemen as well. Because again, I'm going to go for halbs eventually, right? So it makes a lot of sense to go for pikemen now. Okay, so he's doing quite a bit of damage to us, but it's not going to be that big a deal because we do have a lot of crossbows to deal with his knights now. Let's go ahead and buy some food. And now we have got the pikes as well. Okay, very good. Again, even when I'm getting raided, I'm still making villagers. That's like the most important thing you guys can do. Continue making villagers and units, even while getting raided. And, you know, even if it looked like I was taking a lot of damage, it's actually not that bad. I lost maybe a few villagers, he lost some knights, and my economy's fine. If anything now, I'm almost up to Imperial Age. Yeah, let's just take a look at our economy here. A little bit too much gold in the bank. Let's go ahead and fix that up. Take some of the gold villagers. Make them wood choppers. That will fix my problem in a little bit. And continue making the house with the house builder. Now I can afford a castle. My first castle, I like to make it on a defensive hill. The best defensive hill possible. This one actually looks really good because it secures this gold. But maybe I don't want to do that right away. I want to do it right here first. This would be perfect. Alright. And now I'm just going to go for the Imperial Age. I use the market a little bit. Cancel. Go up to Imperial Age. Alright, so since these archers are going to be quite useless in Imperial Age, I want to go ahead and make use of them now. So let's go attack my opponent with my archers and my pikes, because this army will be useless in a short time. So I want to make use of it in Castle Age, while it's still, you know, a fully upgraded crossbow army. That scout's still kind of chilling there at the back. Right. Nice, the pikes will go in first here. And then the archers behind. I'm just patrolling into these fights, nothing crazy. I'm trying to keep my archers safe from the mangonel. That's the one thing I have to watch out for. And meanwhile at home, I just run away here. Okay, nice. So again, I'm making it a very clear thing for me to not really just use any splits or any fancy techniques until I got 1700 on this account. Because I don't think you actually need to worry about that. Okay, so now that I'm up to Imp, let's go ahead and make more military buildings. Not only more military buildings, but also let's take a look at the map and try to secure some more map control. So out here, it looks like a very good place to start building. I've got 6 barracks now. Alright, let's run away my army now. I'll hit and run. There's the mangonel. There we go. And, well, we can just run away, no problem. I'll also keep making some pikes. Good stuff. I also want to get a castle on all the hills in the middle of the map. So this one is actually a fantastic castle. In fact, I'll even get a TC as well. So I take control of this side of the map. I'm seeing 2 golds here that I'm going to be able to grab for free. So notice how every time I'm going up to the next age, I'm not doing nothing. I'm looking around the map and trying to secure more of the map to myself. I've got a lot of gold stacked up, but I don't really have anything to spend it on, which is fine. It's not a big deal. As long as I'm making sure I'm getting my upgrades, I should be in a good position. I could always use the market if I have excess gold. Alright, so now I'm in the Imperial Age. Handcart, I like to get it when I'm clicking up the Imperial Age. And also, Town Watch at this time is really good. We're going to go for Halbs right away, because again, that's our main unit. And now we're going to go for our siege unit as well. I'm going to get some Trebs out right away. Because it's the fastest siege unit to really get out nice and early. And let's see, maybe Rams could be really good. Yeah, maybe Rams as well with the pikes. Let's buy a bit of wood and go for some pike and ram push. Now, since I don't need that much gold, I'm going to feel free to buy a little bit more resources. I'm not really making any unit that costs gold. And now, since I have the Imperial Age, he's still in Castle Age, let's go ahead and move out. As far as where I want to attack him, it makes more sense to attack on this side, because I see 1 gold, 2 golds, and 3 golds. Let's go ahead and attack him from that side. I see all too many players attack only down the middle, and a lot of times what that does is it lets your opponent just get away with taking these extra resources for free. If I attack him down the middle, I'm accomplishing very little. Let's go attack him where it's going to hurt him the most. And now let's also get out some trebs, some rams. Right, making sure I'm always getting my upgrades. Using the market, no big deal, as long as I'm spending my resources. Let's go attack him. Again, constantly booming onto the sides as well, making use of those extra resources, making use of the map. There's so many free things on the map to take. And now I'm going to attack him where it hurts the gold. Alright, there it is, and look at this. Just from attacking in the right place at the right time, I'm able to actually get such free villager picks. Whereas if I attack down the middle, I don't really accomplish too much. So while I'm already doing this, let's go ahead now and attack down the middle. Because now I can actually pressure his buildings, because I have the siege fort. While I do that, I also want to get some more castles in the center of the map. So let's go ahead and look around the map. This looks like a decent castle location, because it's on a hill. But I don't really have anything there. Here is much better. It's on a hill, and it's in the middle of the map. It's close to my opponent. And let's go ahead and trap him down. Alright, and he's just going to go ahead and call it GG here. So, again, I pretty much did no fancy micro at all. I pretty much did just, controlled the game with my army, attacking the right place at the right time, conserving my army, making sure I'm not wasting units. I even didn't play a perfect game. I was out of place with my army at one point. He did a very nice move, attacked me at my base with the knights. I didn't quick wall, I took the damage, but I showed you guys that even if you're getting raided, you're still able to have some of your economy working. I had these 2 TCs working, and I was still making pikes, so I was able to actually kill the knights eventually. A lot of times what happens is people get raided, and everything stops. And that is the biggest problem I think I see at low-level players in low-level games when it comes to defending against raids. Alright, so keep this game in mind next time you guys play your games. And I think I might just call it here at one game this episode, just to get some feedback from you guys. I might also go ahead and quickly take up the rec though. I think that might be a good way to learn. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the rec now. We'll quickly run through it, and that'll be it for the first episode. Alright, so how are we doing? 27 minutes? Not too bad. Let's go ahead and pull up this rec. Game. To watch the rec, I'd have to actually download it though. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, maybe I won't do that for this episode. So maybe I'll just do the regular game here for this episode. And how about this? For next episode, I'll potentially watch this first rec that I did today, and we'll play another couple games. So please give me guys your feedback in the comments, what you liked about this episode, what you didn't. Would you guys like to see more games, longer episodes, or would you like to see just more of these half-an-hour, one-game episodes? Also, do you guys want me to watch the rec after each game, or do you guys just prefer me just play it live and you guys watch me live? So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I'm looking for feedback. This is the first kind of like Road to 2K series I'm doing, so make sure to let me know exactly what you guys like and didn't like. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to let me know by smashing the like button and clicking subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. So take care and bye for now.